$3,032 an ounce. Could you believe it? $3,032 an ounce. Gold prices are up almost $1,000 an ounce since we made that trend forecast that 2024 would be a golden year for gold, and this year it's sizzling. And again, the game keeps changing. When Trump got in office, gold prices went down. How come? Well, the dollar went up. Trump was going to be this great president. And it just goes back and forth. One day, a different story. Hour by hour, day by day. Keeps changing the tune. The tariff threats, on and on. And by the way, he sold himself as a peace candidate.
In today's news recap, gold hits another record as tensions flare over Gaza, Trump tariffs. Gold hit another record high above $3,000 on Tuesday, with investors seeking the metal as a haven from risk as conflict flared in the Middle East, and U.S. President Donald Trump pressed on with tariff plans. Spot gold hit a peak of $3,028.24 in early trade, and by 0927 was up 0.7% at $3,023.30 an ounce. Prices climbed above $3,000 for the first time on March 14th. U.S. gold futures gained 0.9% to $3,032. There is a perfect storm of gold supporting factors, said Ole Hansen, head of commodity strategy at Saxo Bank. The latest focus is the Middle East concerns that come on top of economic concerns about the direction of the U.S. Bullion, which is considered a hedge against geopolitical and economic instability, has gained more than 14% year to date and has struck record highs 14 times this year. Elsewhere, Donald Trump has floated plans for a series of U.S. tariffs, including a flat 25% duty on steel and aluminum, which came into effect in February, as well as reciprocal and sectoral tariffs that he said will be imposed on April 2nd. Spotlight was also on the U.S. Federal Reserve and other central bank meetings this week. The Fed has held interest rates steady so far this year after executing 3 rate cuts in 2024, but the market expects easing to resume in June. You have got the FOMC in the U.S. amid quite a chaotic tariff policy backdrop that could send gold potentially even higher if they have a somewhat dovish stance on rates, said Nitesh Shah, commodities strategist at WisdomTree. ANZ raised its 3-month gold price forecast to $3,100 and its 6-month forecast to $3,200, while UBS set a price target of $3,200 for this year. Silver gained 0.6% to $34.03 an ounce. Platinum added 0.6% to $1,005.70, and palladium climbed 1.4% to $180.50, $977.96. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview, but first hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check the pinned comment because we're offering an exclusive discount on NordVPN, an essential tool for gold and silver stackers who value privacy and security. Make sure you safeguard your online activity and protect yourself from prying eyes.
Close to war, you're going to see Brent crude, which is now playing around $70 a barrel, go to $120, $130 a barrel, and that's going to crash the equity markets and the global economy. And again, we've got all the facts here in your Trends Journal about the global economy, what's going on, and the dangers that lie ahead. Oh, today, Bitcoin, what happened? Bitcoin's still hanging in that 82,000 range. It was down some 2%. So here's what's happened. Gold has taken the sparkle out of Bitcoin. Yeah. And the other cryptos. Gold is shining brighter than we've ever seen it. And I've been at this. My first buy of gold was in 1978 like about $183 an ounce, something around that price. And now we're at $3,000 an ounce. Could you imagine? This thing is going to keep going because of the geopolitical uncertainty and the Trump game that nobody knows how it's going to be played out, and he doesn't either. So, and you're looking at, again, the stocks are going down. Tomorrow, the Fed heads are going to meet for the final day, and it's a 99% likelihood that they're going to hold rates steady. But when the economy goes down, Trump is going to lower interest rates, the dollar's going to go down, and gold prices are going to keep going up. So going back to your Trends Journal this week, the economic update, an update like you won't read anywhere else. The facts are all there. Again, we said gold prices would sizzle and the market would fizzle. And it's happening in front of everybody's eyes. U.S. budget's deficit surges toward $1 trillion to set year-to-date record. Again, one of our wild cards, and that's the why, again, I've been at this 45 years. Never have we had a top trend as a wild card, and they're being played. The joke is wild, and we got the Trump card that's playing a wild card. You can't make this shit up. So I believe they're going to jack up gold prices big time and say that we got all this gold at Fort Knox and we're covering our debt. That's a bet. The new gold rush, yep. Bullion's flying into New York. It ain't stopping.
In today's news recap, silver price forecast. Silver sees upside above $33.40 on soft U.S. PPI and CPI Trump tariff fears. Silver price trades close to near the monthly high of $33.40 in North American trading hours on Thursday. The white metal strengthens as cooling United States consumer and producer inflationary pressures pave the way for the Federal Reserve, Fed, to cut interest rates in the June policy meeting. The U.S. Producer Price Index report showed that the headline and core producer inflation decelerated at a faster than expected pace to 3.2% and 3.4%, respectively, in 12 months to February. Month-on-month headline PPI remained flat while the core figure deflated by 0.1%. On Wednesday, the U.S. headline and core consumer price index rose by 2.8% and 3.1%, respectively, in February, slower than their estimates and their prior releases. Last week, Fed Chair Jerome Powell stated that the restrictive monetary policy stance won't long last if the labor market unexpectedly weakens or inflation falls more than expected. The scenario of lower interest rates by the Fed bodes well for non-yielding assets such as silver. On the global front, escalating economic risks due to U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff agenda have also improved the safe haven demand of the silver price. On Wednesday, Trump confirmed that he will respond to counter tariffs from the European Union. Such a scenario would result in the EU-US trade war, which will diminish the risk appetite of investors significantly. The cautious market sentiment has also increased the safe haven demand of the U.S. dollar, but U.S. economic risks and soft CPI report have capped its upside. The U.S. dollar index, which tracks the greenback's value against 6 major currencies, rises to near 103.80 from its 4-month low of 103.20, which it posted on Tuesday. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recaps, and check goldsilverstacks.com to get your Stacker's Handbook, the ultimate guide to stack gold and silver, packed with strategies to trade the gold-silver ratio and get more ounces and build wealth over time, so you don't have to rely on market commentators to make your investment decisions. Enjoy the episode.
When the economy falls, jobs go with it. Week after week, we've been putting all of these job losses and all the businesses going out of business trends. Nobody's giving you this. The dire consequences are there. Oh, and you see retail sales, they came out yesterday. When you put inflation, real inflation in, retail sales are down. They're not flat. They're down. The people are running out of dough. Oh, and the restaurants are getting hit. Yeah. And it's just going to keep going on. The fashion, the luxury, we've been doing this for weeks after weeks, month after month, year after year. Luxury sales are going down. The fish rots at the head down, and it's starting to rot all the way down. What else do we have here? Confidence among small businesses drops for the third straight month. Major airlines, they're all cutting back. The bump that happened after the COVID war, it's over, and it's going down. And again, the fashion conglomerates aren't that fashionable anymore. $1 trillion sell-off hits India's stock market. We're giving you the world. And by the way, what did we say? AI's going China. That's going to be the way. Yeah. You see the Hang Seng going up and the tech stocks going up in China? So this is real, and it's not going to stop. Great articles in here. You got to read the one by Phil Giraldi, The Death of Free Speech in America. The Vaccines Cause Autism, Richard Gale and Gary Null. When Dissent Becomes Crime, by John and Nisha Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute. And Gregory Mannarino, The Stock Market. Is this the big one? And again, you know the slogan of the Trends Journal, think for yourself. We put the articles out there, and you do what you want with them. We give you the facts. It's up to you to decide if you want to be an entrepreneur or not.
What's your take on Celente's new outlook? Do you think $3,000 gold is realistic this month, or are there more hurdles ahead? Will central banks continue to gobble up all the gold? It's funny that Gerald Celente has shifted his forecast after being bearish for like 2 weeks, becoming bullish on gold as he sees current market conditions driving prices higher. Share your thoughts and price predictions in the comments. Let's see how this plays out in the coming weeks. Now, watch this video right here because it's a perfect fit for you, and I'll see you on the other side.